What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to Unstoppable, the Elite Mind and Body podcast for men. I'm your host, Taj Howell. Welcome back to the show. Today, we're discussing discipline, okay? The discipline edge, okay? I want to start this episode off with a quote that's extremely important for y'all to understand and take this shit to heart, okay? Discipline is the edge that makes average men dangerous. Okay, because here's the deal. In today's day and age, men are weak. Men are weaker than ever before. And the reason why is because through the media and through decades of portraying masculine men as the enemy to feminism and as the enemy to modern society, masculinity has been deemed toxic. Okay. And the reason why we're seeing an emergence of weaker men is because from a young age, we're shown on TV, the Modern Family, we're shown on TV, different TV shows, news, media outlets portray men in a way where they're either the funny, goofy, feminine dad that everyone likes, or they're the super macho, aggressive, masculine douchebag. There's no in between. And so what's happened in today's day and age is that men over time have been made out to either be one of two archetypes. Either they're the weak, feminine, flamboyant man who is not super trustworthy, is silly, is not worthy of a ton of respect, or on the polar opposite side, they're the man who's toxically masculine, that puts people down, that is a fucking douchebag that you don't want to be around. In this video, I want to make something very clear to you. Toxic masculinity 100% exists, okay? However, it's only when you think of masculinity from that archetype, the egotistical, rude person who puts people down and, fights against rights and fights against people's freedoms. That's what toxic masculinity is. In this video and in this podcast, I want to help you understand something. Masculinity in and of itself is not toxic. Masculinity in and of itself is the polarizing force that makes the feminine. Masculine and feminine energies have existed since the dawn of human time. And in today's day and age, men are weak because we're being programmed to think that being weak is the only way to be acceptable in society. That is genuinely what I believe. And I want you guys to understand that being masculine means that you're disciplined. Being masculine and being able to control yourself and to control your urges and desires and to make decisions, good decisions, and to be the best version of yourself, these are all masculine traits. These are not toxic traits. And so in this episode, I want you to understand, and I want to make something very, very clear. In order to become the best version of yourself as a man, you need to be disciplined. You need to learn self-control. You need to become masculine. And doing those things will give you an edge on everyone else, because today's day and age, men are fucking soft. Men are weak. Men are pansies. Men don't hold the line. Men don't hold their word, and men don't mean what they say, which means that if you can develop elite level discipline and can truly become masculine, not toxically masculine, masculine in the best way, you're going to run over every other dude that's competing with you for everything you want. You're going to beat them with relationships. You're going to beat them in business. You're going to beat them in your career. You're going to sell more. You're going to meet more people. You're going to connect deeper with women. You're going to connect deeper with other men. You're going to be what the world needs. The world doesn't need more weak men. It needs more masculine, more disciplined, more driven ones. Okay. Now, this is super, super important that you guys understand this. Okay. I'm very passionate about it. That's why my heart's beating fast and seems like I'm yelling in the motherfucking camera right now. But this shit is true. When we're looking and embarking on developing the edge that is discipline, we've got to understand the difference between discipline and motivation. Okay. The difference between discipline and motivation is that motivation is a feeling or mood, and discipline is control. It's an actual identity. Okay. When you rely on your motivation, you have to understand that your motivation is going to come and go at will. Okay. Your discipline is what stays even when you're tired, angry, sick, you've had enough, you're pissed off, you're uninspired. It doesn't matter. Discipline is the thing that allows you to do what you need to do regardless of how you feel. So if we rely only on motivation, we're fucked. You're never going to get what you want because motivation is simply a feeling. Okay. It's an emotion. Okay. If you only take action when you feel good, your life is never going to be the thing that you want. You're going to be emotionally controlled. You're not going to be elite. You're not going to be the man that your family deserves, that you deserve, that your parents deserve. You're not going to be the one who takes care of everyone and who does everything he's meant to do on this planet. We've got to build this discipline. Okay. Discipline is decision. It's the thing that you say in your brain when you tell yourself that you train, you exercise, you work, you breadwin, you take care of the family, you take care of your parents, you do all of these things. You're a great dad because that's who you are, not because of how you feel. You understand? Discipline is your identity, dude. Okay? If you're a man, you have to be disciplined. If you're not, the fuck's the point? Okay? So in this podcast, I want to help you guys understand truly. I feel like I've done a good job helping you understand truly what discipline is. But on top of that, I want to give you some real world tactical strategies for implementing it better. Okay? The first one is structure. Okay? The first one is structure. Discipline comes when a man can be structured and as structured as possible, which means that if you wake up at the same time, you're going to win the morning. Okay. If you know you need to go to the gym and you get that done every single day, you're going to feel proud of yourself. If you know you need to spend a specific amount of time with your children or with your spouse or partner to ensure that they feel loved, respected, and cared for, you do that because that is the right thing to do. And as men, we have to have structure. Okay. We need to know where our time is going. If you don't know where your time is going, you are unstructured. If you know exactly what every single minute of the day is dedicated towards and why you're focused on each one of those areas, you're a structured man, and therefore you can become a disciplined man. The first piece of discipline is structure. Spending your time wisely, knowing what your priorities are and prioritizing them above everything else. Above the instant gratification of watching TV or playing video games or watching fucking Pornhub or doing all the things that you want to do, but you shouldn't. Okay. Being a man is about sacrificing not your needs. I never want to say that. Do not sacrifice your needs as a man. But being a man is about sacrificing short-term pleasures for long-term gratification and long-term goal achievement. That's what it's about. Okay. That's what being a masculine man is. That's what the discipline edge is. Okay. Now, when it comes to structure, I want you to analyze what you've got going on. Analyze your day from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed. Okay. The first thing I want you to do is I want you to analyze your sleep. Okay. How much sleep are you getting? My recommendation and the way that I think about this is the target for most men is 8 hours of sleep per night. However, I believe that a man can function on 6 to 8 hours of sleep per night. What you have to think about when you're analyzing your sleep is you have to think about the amount of sleep that you're getting versus where you want your life to be. Okay. If your life is everything that you want and more, and you're extremely happy and your finances, you have everything that you want in your life as far as your finances as far as your relationship success, as far as your children, as far as your time freedom, right? Meaning you're not working because you fucking have to, right? If you have everything in life that you want, 8 hours of sleep is fine, dude. That's fine. But in my opinion, if you don't have everything in your life that you want, the impact, the finances, the relationships, the relationship with your children, your parents, if you haven't taken care of your family, in my opinion, you don't deserve to sleep 8 hours a night. Okay? You deserve to sleep 6 or 6.5 or 7. Some of you may listen to that and be like, oh my gosh, I need my sleep. That's fine. But there's other people out there who want everything that you have in life. Your partner, they want that person. Your money, your clients, they want the same ones as you. The house you want to buy, the car you want to buy, everything in life that you want as a man, other men want. And there's other men out there that are willing to sacrifice sleep to get it. So again, when you analyze your sleep, you have to think, do I have everything that I want? If the answer is no, you probably can't sleep 8 hours. It's like you just can't. I'm sorry. It's the fucking truth. So analyze the sleep first. Decide how much sleep you're going to get, number one. Number two, commit to getting that amount of sleep and commit to locking that in and having that as a non-negotiable. That's number two. Number three is to analyze your morning. Analyze your morning. Are you doing a morning routine? Are you focused on gratitude every day? Are you focused on journaling, on meditation, on mindset? Are you focused on calming yourself and being proactive instead of reactive in your mornings? Or are you waking up and scrolling social media, going on the news, seeing what's going on with crypto, and then fucking going on TikTok and doing a bunch of other bullshit? Analyze your morning. How can you be better? That's the second thing. The third thing is analyze your work day. Okay? If your work hours are 8 hours a day or 10 hours a day, analyze that day. Analyze it. What's getting done? What's not getting done? How can you be more effective? How can you add more structure to your mornings, to your sleep, and to your work day so you can get more done? Because remember, the first step to discipline, the first step on the fucking pathway of discipline is structure. And in order to get the structure, we have to analyze. Analyze the sleep, analyze the morning routine, analyze the work day, and the last thing is to analyze your free time. Okay? I want to make something very clear to you guys. Many of you are wasting the hours that you have in a day that you're not spending working. If you're wasting the hours in a day that you're not spending working, it means that you're distracted. You could be playing too many video games, watching too much TV, not spending quality time one-on-one with your family. You might be on your phone way too much. You're at dinner and you're just on your phone when you should be focused on your children, or you should be focused on your spouse or partner, or you should be focused on, even if you're single, listening to an audiobook instead of going on freaking X or on TikTok or whatever. Analyze your free time. If you actually sit down and analyze how much free time you have, you will learn very quickly that you have way more time than you probably think to achieve your goals and to add more structure into your life. So go through this analysis process. For all of my clients that are watching this right now, everyone in my brotherhood, the very first thing that I want you to do inside of this is to analyze your day in those, how many chunks is it? Sleep, morning routine, work day, and free time. Analyze those 4 chunks of time and structure them. Once you structure them, you're going to know that, hey, if I get this much sleep and I do this morning routine and then I do my work day and then I work on my side business and I listen to an audiobook, then I have 3 hours left in the day that I can play video games, play with my kids, do XYZ, whatever it is. But the problem comes when a man hasn't analyzed, a man hasn't planned his hours, and a man hasn't added structure, that the 3 hours that you get, you have it. You just haven't analyzed it. The 3 hours that you're supposed to use to do the things you love has turned into 6 hours of you wasting time and not being disciplined because you haven't analyzed and added structure. Okay. You must add structure. If you want to be the best man you can be, you must add fucking structure, bro. And then you've got to be disciplined and adding and drilling and drilling and drilling and adding discipline to the structure. That's how you become a disciplined person. But it doesn't happen unless you're structured. Okay. And I want you to understand, if you show me your routines in life, I'll predict your results. Okay. You show me what you're doing every single day, and I will predict whether or not you're going to hit your goals. Okay. If your day is dictated by what you feel like doing in the moment, you're fucked. Like men are not supposed to be emotional creatures. That is a feminine. And I'm not saying anything's wrong with the feminine. That feminine energy is the life force of most men, in my honest opinion. I love being around a feminine woman. My girlfriend is very feminine. I love everything about her. It's amazing. But what I will say is, as a man, if you're living from your masculine essence and your masculine energy, and you're making decisions and you're trying to be the best you can be, and you're being disciplined, you're breadwinning, you're providing, you can't have a feminine trait dictate your actions and results. It's just not possible. If you do that, again, you're not going to get what you want. You're not going to achieve the life that you want. You're not going to achieve the body that you want. You're not going to achieve the future you want. So make sure everything is structured and make sure you're adding discipline daily. Okay. Now, for my clients and for anyone else who's listening to this podcast, the first thing to do is analyze your 4 chunks that I told you about earlier. Second thing is this week's challenge. And the challenge is to build your discipline edge. You're going to choose one daily discipline to commit to next week, no matter what. Okay. Whether that is, and it should be a challenging discipline. Okay. Maybe it's sprinting for 5 minutes a day or 10 minutes a day after your workouts. Maybe it's doing a cold plunge or a cold shower. Maybe it could be something even that's not necessarily hard, but expands your mind. Listening to an audiobook every single day, or reading your Bible, or reading your Quran, or reading something every single day, whatever the case is. Another thing could be tracking your macros, making sure that you're actually eating the right fucking foods, right? Journaling, writing your gratitude, and focusing on living a fulfilled life as opposed to focusing on being stressed. Even if there's financial struggles or issues with your relationships or parents or sickness or whatever, becoming more mindful. Choose one daily discipline to commit to next week, no matter what. Post it in the group chat and hold the fucking line. Next week, choose one daily discipline and hold the line. Okay? So guys, remember you have 2 steps. Analyze your time, so that you can, your 4 chunks of time, so you can add structure to it and work on becoming more disciplined and work on actually using your free time properly. If you know you have 2 hours to do whatever you want, then you can play 2 hours of video games every single day, as long as the other 22 hours, everything gets done. Work hard, play hard. See what I'm saying? Don't just work 8 hours and go home, play video games for 6 hours, or watch TV for 6 hours and eat like shit. Like, no, it's not. This is not how we do things in this community. It's not how I want you guys to do things. Not how I fucking do things. Okay? Period. Analyze your chunks, create structure, and then choose one daily discipline to commit to next week, no matter what. Post what that is into the group chat. Hold the line and get the fuck done. All right? Rock and roll. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. Let's kick ass. See you guys in the next one.